Hey Kingdom, I just made most broken rogue in Baldurs Gate 3. Or is it a Paladin? You decide. I explored some creative multi-class options to create a fun and powerful character, and came up with this crazy build. He can sneak and smite, and best part, you don't even need to hide to trigger sneak attack each turn. Isn't that impressive? If that's not enough, how about 100% chance to crit with your smite and sneak attack for insane amount of damage? If that sparks your interest,
shut up and take my money!
Sit tight. I'll explain everything from leveling to best gear, step by step through each act with tips and tricks to make this broken character work. But first, try to find Astarion here and leave a comment if you spot him. I'll pin one of the correct answers tomorrow. Now let's start from the very beginning. Character creation.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, you can start as Rogue or as Paladin. I recommend going with Paladin first, it will make early game a lot more easier. Any race will work for this build, but considering we are melee character, you can pick half Orc to make even more powerful attacks, or get Yankee for more mobility. But still I like beautiful and stable half elves, especially wood half elves for extra movement speed, criminal background, skill proficiency in intimidation and persuasion, and starting ability distribution focused on dexterity, constitution and charisma. Subclass will be Vengeance Paladin, and you will easily access the Nautiloid ship. Just make sure to find substitute for your 0 damage hammer. And basically in early game for this build you're looking for single-handed weapons that got finesse property, like short swords, rapiers, scimitars, and even some long swords. You can find all this stuff on Nautiloid ship and reach wilderness at level 2. Get one more level in Paladin and now you can pick your fighting style. And you want to pick dueling fighting style. That will add additional damage to your attacks when you're wielding only one weapon in one hand. But in reality you're not limited to one hand only. You can wear a shield in the off hand to boost your armor class and still get all benefits from this fighting style. Paladin got proficiency in all armor, so you can wear a good medium or heavy armor. And also a lot of different resources like Lay on Hand charges, Channel Oath charges, and spell slots. Lay on Hand charges give you some healing that you can utilize outside of the combat most of the time. And they recharge on long rest, unlike Channel Oath charge that recharges on short rest and you can use bonus action to deal additional radiant damage. Considering limited spell slots and pretty low charisma, we don't need a lot of cool spells for this build, so you can just pick a variety of smites. Still, 99% of the time you will use only Divine Smite for additional radiant damage. And I recommend going to Reaction tab and turning on all reactions with Ask button. This will give us a lot more control in the combat, but before we enter the battle, let's get level 3 first. Because at 3rd level, Paladin of Vengeance got insane utility and damage amplifying abilities. First of all, Hunter's Mark that will add additional 1d6 damage on your attacks upon enemy. And also insane Oath charge, Woe Enmity. I can't even explain how broken it is right now, so let's go straight into the battle and I'll just show you. By description, you will consume bonus action and Channel Oath charge to gain advantage on attack rolls against an enemy. So it's supposed to work like that. You pick an enemy and get advantage on attack rolls against him. That's already pretty powerful stuff and normally should be used against bosses or strong enemies. But right now in Baldur's Gate 3 you can cast it on yourself, and what it will achieve? Basically you will get advantage on attack rolls against every target for 10 turns straight. This not only gives you higher hit chance but also higher critical strike chance for insane amount of damage with Divine Smite. And coolest part, it requires no concentration, so we can concentrate on Hunter's Mark. And ready to smite down your enemies.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
Even at level 3 you probably will one-shot most of the enemies. They will fly around like they are nothing. But still, let's quickly get over all the smite options. We got Searing Smite that will do additional fire damage each turn and on the hit, Wrathful Smite that can frighten your enemies, and Thunderous Smite that can push your enemies away and fall them prone. But the biggest problem, they use an action and bonus action in one turn, and some of them even require concentration. Unlike your normal Divine Smite, You don't even need to cast it manually, just go and attack your enemy. And if you made everything as I suggested, you will be prompted with a question: do you want to use this smite? Check how much damage can smite inflict. Compare it to target's health and decide do you want to use it. This will save you loads of spell slots. Also, don't forget, while you keep in concentration, you can reapply Hunter's Mark without consuming spell slot. And that's using only bonus action, so you can basically do it every turn. Just reapply Hunter's Mark, smite down your enemy, one-shot him, and reapply Hunter's Mark on the next turn on the next enemy. There's not a lot of gear you must have in Act 1. Still, considering we're rolling loads of dice when we're doing damage, I recommend getting Broodmother's Revenge Amulet from Kaga in Emerald Grove, Caustic Band that you can buy in Myconid Colony, and Strange Conduit Ring from Gitianki Crochet. Now, when you concentrate on Hunter's Mark, you will do additional 1d6 damage, but when you pop Healing Potion on the next turn, it will coat your weapon in poison from Koga Amulet. Add 1d4 Psychic from one ring and 2 Acid from second ring for really impressive damage on pretty basic weapon. And you will easily hit level 4, where we get additional feat, and it's super easy and straightforward, just get +2 into dexterity. And on level 5, one more level in Paladin, get extra attack, unlock some supportive spells, and cool control and mobility spells from Oath of Vengeance. And from now on, when we meet someone as powerful as Gitianki Patrol,
we don't care.
Just use Vow Enmity before the fight if it's possible. And you can start a fight from sneaky position with Hunter's Mark to surprise your enemies. Anyway, it's hard to hit target with good armor and a shield. In some cases, you can check chances of hold person. If you like chances, you can definitely use it. But most of the time, again, just smite your enemies and watch how their health deplete. Normal attacks with the smite can do up to 30 damage or even a little bit more. And critical hits, just look at this. From 30 to 40 damage by Divine Smite alone, with a lot of additional damage from other buffs. We're basically doing around 70 to 80 damage on one single crit, and we will crit a lot. And even strongest enemies in Act 1 won't stand a chance against you. Just look at this health pool. One shot, or almost one shot, but still we got 2 attacks in one turn.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
And you will easily get to Act number 2. Still, you probably have a question. Spot, you promised me Rogue, and we got a pretty standard yet very broken Paladin. And as I told you in the beginning, you actually can start as a Rogue too. It won't matter too much, because next levels will be Rogue levels, and if you wish you can swap them over in the build, but trust me, Rogue can't do this stuff in Act number 1. And do you know what Paladin can't do in Act number 2? Just look at this.
What?
Yes, that's what we will achieve in a few minutes. But now once again, let me quickly explain what items you're looking for. You probably already guessed, we're looking for items that gives you additional on-hit damage, like Helldusk gloves or float Helldusk gloves, or there's a bunch of different gloves. There's also a bunch of different helmets and other parts of gear that will give you additional damage on hit. That's basically all you're looking for. And for weapons, again, just finest weapons. You can use any good scimitar or short sword that you like. Our main weapon will be available in Act 3, so I sticked with adamantine scimitar in Act 2. Still, you probably want to craft adamantine armor and shield instead of scimitar. So in Act 2, you can go straight into Moonrise Towers and to Lantarf Trader. And he will sell Slicing Short Sword, pretty fun short sword that will deal additional blooding damage to your targets when you're attacking with advantage, and we always attacking with advantage, so pretty fun sword for our build. Also, as Paladin, you won't have any trouble in Act 2 because there will be a bunch of undeads, and Divine Smite deals additional damage to undeads, so it's even easier than Act number 1. And while you actually don't care about enemies here and can even be level 5, you will anyway hit around level 8 or level 9 in this act, and that's the time to talk about our rogue levels. So at level 6 you want to add class and get 1 level in rogue. It will instantly unlock your sneak attack, and you will do additional 2d6 damage on first attack each turn. The next level you pick rogue again, and you will be able to use bonus action as dash to skip distance to your enemies or hide for some shenanigans. Then 1 more level in rogue, and we get an assassin subclass. Congratulations, Sneaky Paladin is ready, and now we need to completely change our approach to battle. You already know that we're rolling a lot of dice on attacks, and we're doubling these dice on critical hits.
Pay attention, you just may learn something here.
Now we need to learn how to surprise your enemies. Sneak behind by sneaking or using Potion of Invisibility or spell. And you need to make sure not to kill your target first. So safest bet is to actually start with Hunter's Mark. Now, when target is surprised, we get benefits from Assassin subclass. First benefit is Assassin Alacrity. We will instantly restore our action and bonus actions. That's one of the reasons why it's better to start with attack, but you need to make sure not to kill your target. Because now, thanks to Assassinate Ambush, each attack will be critical hit. And we don't need Woe Enmity on the first turn, because we will anyway have advantage on attack rolls. And now finally we get a nice reason to use some cool smites like Thunderous Smite for a large amount of damage. It already can inflict 40 damage, but there will be Divine Smite on top of it, and also Sneak Attack. You will literally one-shot each enemy in this act. Also recommend turning on reactions for Sneak Attack, so you have better control of it and can activate it only on critical strikes. And coolest part, by sneaking up you can actually surprise even most of the bosses in this game.
And that's why I would be sneaking.
To literally just enjoy how enemies being destroyed into ashes. And all of this looks pretty easy, but there's one really important stuff that you need to learn how to use to really maximize potential of this multi-class build. So sorry, but I need to put this meme again.
Pay attention, you just may learn something here.
Again? Seriously?
So you used your actions. What to do now? When playing as assassin, it's actually better to keep your party away and start fight solo. And while you can take out 3 enemies on turn number 1 and then take out 2 enemies on second turn, best option is to actually use a bonus action for cunning action dash and just run away from your enemies. Because when you end your turn, surprised enemies will just skip their turn. And now it's your turn again. And instead of going back into fight, you can use hide action and dash bonus action, or vice versa, and completely change your position. The white shadow left behind is the last place where enemies seen you, and they will go and investigate this area. After they will realize that you are not here anymore, the fight will end. For them, but not for you, you can instantly start fight again. And funniest part, it will be separate and different fight. So enemies will be surprised again, and you can land your critical strikes again. 100% critical strike chance, around 500 damage each turn. That's just crazy. And as you can see, you can rinse and repeat this strategy as much as you wish. It just hits differently and looks amazing and feels amazing. So let's make it even more broken. On the next level you will get one more level in Rogue and unlock feat. This feat should be Savage Attacker. Because we're rolling loads of dice with Savage Attacker, we will reroll them and take highest amount possible. It will instantly increase our damage output by around 20-30% and will easily get to Act number 3. And actually we will increase our damage even more, we will double it.
Interesting if true.
Sadly, to make it happen, we need to take a dark side for a little bit. To unlock Ballist Armor. You can get it from the trader, but he will be only available to you if you do some bad stuff in Act 3. Without spoilers, just follow orders of Murder Tribunal. And you will be able to buy armor that inflicts vulnerability to enemies. Vulnerability doubles our piercing damage. And that's bad news if you still want to use Scimitar, because it's slashing damage. That's why to finish the build and basically break Baldur's Gate 3, you want to have Duelist Prerogative weapon for insane amounts of piercing damage, and also ability to make attack with your bonus action for basically one more smite each turn. That's insanely broken for our multi-class build. So how to get this beautiful rapier in your hands? And again, I will explain it without spoilers. To get this rapier, you actually need to play as the good guy for whole game. And when you reach lower city of Baldur's Gate, just turn right and get up the stairs. Go inside the door and there will be a lady over here. You need to talk with her and she will tell you that she's missing something. You need to find it. To find it, you need to go to Blushing Mermaid and talk with Captain, but don't rush too much. Investigate the city and try to find out a solution for this quest. And if you succeed, you will get this awesome and broken rapier. It will improve our action economy even more, where not only will be able to use our actions and bonus actions as attacks and spells, but also we can use our reaction to inflict additional necrotic damage on hit. And I remind you, we are still not finished our build yet. And it will be very nice from you if you just hit that like button. It helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see this awesome build. And consider subscribing if you like this content. While our build is finishing with few more levels in Paladin. And on final level you can pick one more feat. If you're playing in the party, Sentinel is a very nice feat. So we can use our reaction when someone attacking teammates nearby. But honestly, this build is so broken, so you can pick any feat you like Alert or maybe Tough for more HP, it won't matter. But if you're playing in a party and picked Sentinel feat, just move away from your enemies with your teammates when you're standing nearby. Enemies will be provoked for opportunity attack and you will be able to use your reaction to hit them. Still, main gameplay loop is to just sneak and reset fights again and again. Surprise your enemies and then enjoy how broken the damage output is. Just try to guess how many attacks we need to defeat 110 health enemy in Act 3. Probably even less than one. Damage is just insane. I can't even explain how satisfying it is to land 66 piercing damage with loads of other damage for a total of 40 and also 40 radiant damage on top. It's literally sneaky smites, because we smite and sneak attack on the same turn. I hope you enjoyed this build, but there's one build that is insanely broken. Be fast and try to play it before next patch, because it probably will be fixed. Watch this build on the screen right now and see you in the next videos.